I'll keep this.
It's weird, but it's interesting if you like the game. But it's not like
An exploration.
Sure.
Player thespian stage. Player Mox Diamond.
Yep.
Go for it.
Pitching a thespian stage to the Mox Diamond. A great start here for Greg. Mishra's Bauble peek at your next card. Looked like an expiration on the top. Wasteland on stage. This is aggressive. Crop rotation sacking the stage in response. Let's see if that is countered. Gets a Saga. Saga pretty good. You like the turn 1 Wasteland there, chat?
Yeah.
Seems fair,
right? Go.
A third thespian stage for Greg.
I think this deck plays itself.
This should be on 2.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. Is accurate.
Pay 2.
All right, paying 2 life for Steam Vents. Can you miss your own Saga trigger? I feel like I asked this on stream before. Can you miss your own Saga trigger and it just stays on the previous number? No, right? You have to tick it up, right? I always forget these stupid rules. All right, some people in chat are getting excited about Japanese foils. And that is great. Speaking of Japanese foils and bling of all kinds, we have a channel dedicated to that in our Discord. If you're into that kind of thing, go take a look at that. Lots of bling.
Good.
And the turn, make a do.
There's this thing with DRC too.
On
There's a good card, but I don't need it right now.
Yeah, that's true. Just keeping your Saga at 2 forever and keep forgetting it seems ridiculous. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, so they do like this weird thing where it's like if I shuffle, right, you're supposed to cut, and then the players to my left would go first, and it would just keep rotating around. So I guess what I would do is can't start. So yeah.
All right, a Retrofitter Foundry has been found, and I'm sure Dave Kaplan is thrilled about that whole situation. Absolutely thrilled. Attacking for 3 with the Construct, 4 actually, and a Wasteland. I think Greg is winning this game so badly at this point.
I think I even might have missed the bauble trigger. It doesn't matter. You got it. Just give myself a game loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave Kaplan gives himself a game loss for missing a bauble trigger, possibly. Harsh. I mean, that game was over on like turn 1 when the crop rotation for Saga happened. Just brutal. All right, we're starting game 2. Here's Fetch and Dragon's Rage Channeler. Wow, the player sideboarded and shuffled up in like 5 seconds. You saw that, everybody? That was fast. Wasteland, Mox Diamond, discarding Grove of the Burn Willows. And Punishing Fire. Oh my goodness. Yikes. Force of Negation pretty good here, though. Force of Negation, a possibility. Kaplan looking at the hand. It looks like a Force of Will is pulled to the front. All right. Chris Time Raveler, yeah. Broken Lung says, where do you get the recordings? I record them at my local game store here in New York City, Game Storia. I was there recording for all of your viewing pleasure. Ponder here, turn 2. Looks like a Ponder shuffle happening. Yep.
Yeah, that's stage. You just gotta put it on. It's just what it is. Good.
Oh, wait, hold on. The original was space, so I put it down space.
Oh my goodness, the Wasteland. Oh man, Sylvan Library. Just every play from Greg is ridiculous so far in this match. Wasteland on the tap, Vulcan pass.
Stop.
Do it again.
18.
Outrageous.
Those are foil Wastelands, yes.
Yeah, keep up that stage, man. Change that one. Yeah, you just want like the last 5.
Oh my god,
Oh my god, you got all the ones? You got nothing. What a power move.
It must be so hard to carry.
Wasteland your Wasteland, play a Delver. If Greg just plays a Loam here, we're gonna end the stream. That's how. If Greg plays a Loam, we're gonna end the stream.
Okay.
Pay 8, go to 12. Greg doesn't even care anymore. There's Saga. I'm sure Kaplan's thrilled about that too. Tapping 1, Expiration. Okay. That's just terrific. Force of Will, pitching Expressive Iteration on that. I like that play.
Go ahead.
All right, the stream will continue. No Loam. No Delver flip either, though. Murktide pretty good. Kaplan's strategy here, just get down some creatures and just have enough of an opening to finish off the game before this lands deck stabilizes. With cards like Loam. All right, Sylvan Library taking a look again. I don't think we're going to see a pay 8 this time. 5/5 Murktide and a Delver that Kaplan is desperate to flip. Desperate, absolutely desperate. The fact that it didn't flip is huge for Greg so far. This Saga will be pumping out constructs, or at least eligible to shortly.
Thinking.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's just, it's whatever you lead with. Like, let's say you have king, and your queen, and those are the kind of cards you think like you can probably win with, especially if you have the soul also.
Sorry.
Okay,
Sure.
you know what I can say?
Like, I wouldn't be confident saying, yeah,
Don't worry, I can do.
so you think you can make
I can win 2 rounds.
Okay, so play that. Play that.
Greg having to think during the Sylvan Library trigger here about what to draw. It is kind of a precarious situation with the Murktide now on the table.
I'll just take one.
We have 5 and 6. So we
Just going to take one card off the top this time. Saga up to 2. Creating a construct not that exciting at the moment. This is Grove with a Burn Willows. There is a Punishing Fire in the yard, but that's also not looking the most exciting. Pyroblast on Murktide is exciting, though. And just the Pyroblast, too. I mean, it's just so much. Bolt on top. That's pretty good for Kaplan. Only 2 cards in hand. Attacking for 3, putting Greg down to 8. This opening to win the game is closing, though, with Punishing Fire now being returning to hand.
My turn. 2 cards in hand.
This is like,
Trigger.
if anyone ever asks what the Delaware versus Lands matchup looks like in years past, it looked like this. Land decks have changed a little bit over the last couple of years, but this particular list that Greg is playing is a little bit more traditional with Grove and Punishing Fire, and obviously Urza Saga is new, but the core of the build is pretty traditional, and we see how good it is against Delver in this match. Captain, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Even having Pyroblast for Murktide is just brutal. Gets Pyrite Spellbomb. Oh my goodness. Wow. Kaplan doesn't even want to cut the deck anymore.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Ugh, that's not good.
So you know, if you think I could win with my club,
This is actually I forgot to mention, this is a top 4 match from the competitive monthly at GameStoria. So this is there are some stakes for this outcome. If you watched our full recap stream last week, you saw the entirety of the rest of that tournament from the other camera. Bolt on end step. Makes sense. Free up the mana for the main phase. The following turn, Pirate Spellbomb takes out the Delver, though. Looks like Greg's just about to stabilize and win this game shortly. Dark Depths is on the table. Not many plays Kaplan can make here that Greg is particularly worried about at this point. Sylvan Library trigger.
And I will surgical.
because then that would have been the next five.
Where's the soccer?
So you're at 16. Yeah, that resolves. You get that plus 3 additional Urza Sagas.
Okay, so surgical on Urza Saga happening here. Greg's hand was Expiration, Punishing Fire, Life from the Loam, Tabernacle, and Endurance. Jeez. Yeah. The advantage bar is still all the way to the right, despite Greg being only at 5 life. Urza's Saga. I think Greg said there were 4. Okay, there's another one.
Yeah, there should be 4. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I'm lying, dude. There are 3. No, right. Yeah, this list runs 3. Yeah. Yeah. That happened. 1 card in there, right?
Okay, so there were 3. There were 3 Urza Sagas in the deck. 1 card in hand for Kaplan at this point. We may see a Loam. Oh, yep. There's Loam returning the Wastelands in the Grove. Wastelands and Grove to hand. Play a Grove. Cast Expiration, I'm assuming here. And then drop a Wasteland. Yep, that's exactly how it plays out. Blow up the steam vents. And now Kaplan down to 1 land in play. Likely not going to have another non-fetch, non-basic in play for any longer than a turn. Greg thinking about dredging here. I don't know if it's even worth it. Can mix things up with the Sylvan Library. Let's see how we... Nope, just going to draw. Drawing all 3, putting 2 back. Looks like. Seems excessive to pay 4 life at 5 life. Plays Wastelands. Plays Thespian Stage. And passes the turn. Even if the last card in hand for Kaplan is Brazen Borrower to cast Petty Theft on this potential Maritledge, I think this game is pretty much over with Loam online and all that. There's a Fetch and Murktide. Don't think Greg particularly cares about that. Especially with Tabernacle in hand, and this is just getting ugly. Breck says, "What's up, Chris? Still running goblins out there from time to time?" I am. I just played goblins about 2 weeks ago, I think. The deck's still doing its thing. I mean, up against Jeskai Days Undoing, goblins is just nuts, in my experience. If you want to beat Jeskai Days Undoing, play some goblins. Just embarrasses that deck. Savior says this match is brutal for Delver. Always seems to be how it plays out. Lands wastelanding to oblivion. Yup. PVDH says, hey, anyone playing Minsk and Boo yet? They should. We haven't been doing any of those like preview card streams, but if you look back into our YouTube archives, you'll see we play with a lot of cards before they come out.